Okay, so let's try something. Have you ever thought about your life as a book? And I don't mean just any old book. I'm talking about a totally unique, personal encyclopedia. An encyclopedia that you're not just reading, but you're also writing, all at the same time. It's a really cool idea, right? Let's dive in and see how this one little shift in perspective can change, well, pretty much everything. And this quote right here, it gets right to the heart of it. It suggests that our toughest moments, the failures, the hurt, the pain, they aren't just things to get over. No, they're the actual chapters that help us make sense of the whole story. So let's get into it. Section 1 is all about this core idea, life as an encyclopedia. We're going to break down what it really means to see your life as the book of you. So what is this life encyclopedia? Well, it's the collection of literally everything you've ever experienced. But here's the kicker. Who is it for? It's a private book. The most important relationship here is the one you have with yourself, because you are its primary reader. This means the value of your story isn't decided by anyone else. It's not about outside critics or what other people think. The meaning comes from within. The truth of your encyclopedia is tied directly to how much you value yourself and whether you're willing to actually be the main character in your own life. Okay, so how does this idea help with the tough stuff? That's what this next part is all about, rereading your chapters. We're not talking about reliving the pain, but about going back to find the hidden lessons. And here is the real challenge. It's so easy to think the problem is the thing that happened to us, right? But what if it's not? The source material argues that the real trap is the emotional bond we have to that past hurt. The key then isn't to change the past, because we can't, but to change our attitude about what happened. That's where the power is. So here's the path. First, you just have to acknowledge that these difficult chapters, these themes, they're probably going to pop up again. The next step? You got to reread them over and over. But this time, you focus on your attitude, not on the original pain. And when you do that, you start to gain these incredible insights from the one person who knows the story best, you. All right, we've talked about the past. Now let's talk about the present. This next section is all about seeing things in high definition, developing this really bold, clear perspective on who you are and where you are right now. I just love this quote. Think about a real encyclopedia, right? The pictures are so sharp and clear. The idea here is that we should see ourselves with that same startling clarity. Not blurry, not out of focus, but bold, undeniable. We're supposed to be the riveting characters in our own book. So how do we get that HD view of ourselves? Well, it boils down to just one thing. Pay more attention to yourself and less to others. The more you focus on your own story, your own feelings, your own path, the less all that outside noise can blur the picture. It's that simple. But of course, simple doesn't mean easy. Getting that kind of clarity isn't some overnight thing. It's built through two absolutely crucial practices: patience with your own progress and the perseverance to just keep going. So let's zoom in on that first one, patience. It's so hard, right? We live in a world that's all about speed, so it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. This section is all about flipping that script and seeing slowness not as a weakness, but as a real strength. Think about it like this, using an analogy from nature. You've got some plants that just shoot up really fast, but they're often flimsy and don't last. Then you have others, like a mighty oak tree, that take forever just to get started. Why? Because they're spending all their energy underground, building a deep, strong foundation that's going to support them for a lifetime. And here's what that looks like visually. You've got this tall, skinny bar for quick growth. Yeah, it looks impressive, right? It shoots right up. But then look at the strong foundation bar. It's shorter, for sure, but it is wide. It's solid. What we're seeing here is a trade-off. Do you want something that looks good right now or something that's built to last? That's the real question. Which brings us to this powerful takeaway. If you feel like you're moving too slowly, your growth is not the problem. Your impatience is the problem. The goal is to learn to trust your own process, to honor the time it takes to build something real. And all of this leads us to our final section, which is maybe the most important one. We've been the reader. Now it's time to fully step into our role as the author. It's time to take a stand for your story. The source really doesn't pull any punches here. It says that giving up on our dreams, letting ourselves fall into depression, it's like a crime we commit against ourselves. It harms no one else, just us.
So being the author of your story means actively fighting that urge to just put the pen down.
And really, this is what it's all about. The truth of your book, the meaning in its pages. It's a direct reflection of how true you are to yourself. The more you live your life in a way that feels authentic to you, the more powerful and true your encyclopedia becomes. So we'll end with this question. The past chapters, they're written. You can go back and read them to learn from them. But the pages ahead, they're completely blank, and you're the one holding the pen. The power to decide what happens next is all yours. So what will you write on the next page?